Hey folks, Jonathan here. I built another table. Just used an old double pulley on this one, and I've got plexiglass on it, and worked out pretty good. I had to make a piece for it to raise the center up because I needed the center to be the same height as the outside to hold the plexiglass because the spokes are down lower. I don't know if you can see them or not, but and we painted this one red, and I used that old chrome base that was just like the other base, except it wasn't black, it was chrome. So done the same thing, just I wire brushed it real good and etched into the chrome and then painted it. But just a quickie. I didn't do any video on it. It's not, it wasn't no big deal. Got another little project here we're going to try to do real quick, and this is an old battery charger, and if I was to guess, I would say probably from the 60s maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess probably 60s the way it's got the sticker and stuff on it. But anyway, someone had put an old STP sticker on it a long time ago. It's a little past patina. It's got some sort of pitted rust on it, and somebody had spray painted over it, and you can see they spray painted right down the sides, but they didn't cover the sticker up. So I'm going to leave all that. I mean, it kind of looks neat, but there's no front. There's supposed to be a front piece on it to make this set level. And of course it's missing, and something that I don't have around here. I don't listen to the radio much, but I've got an old radio in the shop, but it's kind of aggravating, because I like to work outside most of the time, so you got to turn it up so loud, and I don't want to turn it up loud. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to make this into a radio. There's nothing inside of it. It was bad when I got it years ago, and we took everything out of it, and I just saved this for, of course, a future project. And you can raise this top up here, and that's all it's there. But it's pretty neat, and I think I'm going to set this up as a sort of a portable stereo radio, and it won't be much, but I mean, it'd be something that I could move around. I'm going to put a battery in it. I'm going to put and that'll be a 12-volt battery, probably this Interstate, which come out of a wrecked car. And we'll find a stereo in one of my wrecks. I've got plenty of stereos, but find a nice one and put in it. And probably put a voltmeter in it, so when we open it up, we can probably put our stereo, long ways this way, because it's going to be too long to go across. But we'll put it right here, and then we'll beat this hole back out and try to get it straight, and we'll put a voltmeter in there. That way we'll know what our voltage is on our battery. Put our battery in the bottom of it, and put us a maintainer in it, battery maintainer with a cord, and we can roll it anywhere we want as a portable, and then if we need to charge it up for any reason, we can plug it in and we'll be able to see the voltage on the voltmeter. I'd have to figure out something for an antenna. Even thinking about maybe a little power antenna if I can find one on one of these junk cars. But it's something to do, and I've been taking a little bit of time to do some things I've been wanting to do instead of the things I've got to do. With the rat rod project up here, I'm sort of blocking the doors in the area where I normally work, but which is not a problem because it gives me a good excuse to do this stuff. But I really enjoy doing little projects like this. But we're gonna see if I can get some parts rounded up. I think I'm going to go pick up a battery maintainer. I used to have one here, but hopefully they're cheap. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on anything. Anything that I'm not making money with. But we're going to build us a leg for the front to get this thing to set level. Probably sand it a little bit, maybe put a little bit of clear on it, and just leave it old looking. We'll get our stereo and get everything in it and set up, and I'll show you as I go. Alright. Okay folks, sun's shining bright today, that's for sure, but we're moving right along. I got a leg put on it there, and just some old scrap I had bent up. We've got everything in it, but nothing's wired. Hard to believe how tight it is in there. I built a little box for the charger, or for the maintainer charger. It's 1.5 amp. Got the stereo in, power antenna, and the relay, one side of it's bad, so I'm going to have to wire it a little different. And got a 6x9 in there that I've still got to make the mount for, and the batteries here. So, you know, it's hard to believe that it takes up that much room just for all that. But, and I think I'm probably going to change this cord out from and put an old cord on it to make it look a little better, or you know, a little more original. But the power antenna is going to work. It's not going to work through the radio. I'm going to end up having to put a two-way switch on it. But stereo is in. Don't have any trim around it yet or anything like that. Volt gauge, and then our button. When we push our button, our volt gauge will come up and show us our voltage. And then we've got a cigarette lighter. And I wanted that to charge a cell phone or something. And I actually used old holes that was here and tried to, you know, drill them out and put stuff where it was already at so there wouldn't be a bunch of extra holes. But that's what we've gotten so far. And you know, when you open it up, you see all of it, but when you close it, you don't. And when the antenna goes down, it does go down even. So that's about the only thing you're going to be able to see that, you know, tells you that it's not an old battery charger. But you know, got to have an antenna. I still haven't straightened that bottom out yet where it's bent. Straightened some of the other stuff out on it. But I'm going to keep at it. I don't know how it's going to turn out with this sun shining like it is. But I will show you more. Okay, you probably heard the phone ring. That was a friend of mine. He went to an auction, and he's the junk man. He's the one that buys all the scrap at the auctions. And there was actually a punch press there, and I don't know, it's pretty heavy, but I mean, it's not no real big punch press. But I told him I was interested in it, and he bought it for me. And he's probably got a bunch of other scrap on there. So he's going to come by. Usually I go to his place, but he's going to have to come by this time so I can unload the punch press off his trailer. And we'll see what he's got in his trailer and maybe go through it. But when he gets here, I'll show you that too. And I wanted to show you what it looks like with the antenna down. This is the only thing that's going to be sticking up or out on this whole piece to make it look like it's not, like I said, not a battery charger. Alright, I'll show you Jerry's junk when he gets here. Alright, here's a wooden blade fan. Looks like it's homemade, but it may not be.
That looks like a new store down there. Damn store.
Box of yolks.
Yeah.
Or a bucket of yolks.
Yep.
Old air compressor. And my little baby punch press. It's a small one, but I like it. And an old air compressor tank that went with the compressor and the motor up there. Alright, Jerry, I gotta ask, what do you want for the fan?
We'll work out something for the COU on that record bill toting that tractor. And
I like it. I like it. I don't know why, I just do. Hydraulic jacks, little ones.
yeah, them mine already.
Oh, you already had them?
Yeah, I had them on here.
In case you had a flat.
Well, the bad part is I ain't got no spare now.
I think I got a spare through there. Well, I might. I'll have to look.
Yeah, I blew that one the other week and I put the damn spare on here, so now I run out of spares. I have to pick one, I reckon, so I don't find one.
Alright, lots of neat stuff.
Yeah, that's the one I put on. Transmission house.
We'll get the punch press unloaded and we'll figure out what kind it is and I'll show you more. Okay, we got my little punch press unloaded. It's a Famco 50 and made in Racine, Wisconsin. And it's a little one. I don't know how many ton, probably, I don't know, it might be a 3 ton, 2 ton, 1 ton, I don't know. I'll find out though, whatever a Famco 50 is. But it's a neat little piece. And I think it'll work all right. But might need a little work. It looks like it's got some play here, and it might be missing a pulley or something, but it's not a big deal. My deal is I don't like for this stuff to go to the junkyard. And if I can save a piece, I will. And you know, it's not a bad looking piece. I mean, I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll end up setting something up for it. You know, I don't have any dies, but you know, I can make something, or maybe set it up to try to make a little hole punch out of it or something. You know, it is what it is, but you know, at least with it being here, it's not going to the junkyard. And you know, that's another good American-made machine, good and heavy, strong, and we'll do something with it one way or the other. And then our fan, which, like I said, I've never seen a wooden blade, and I don't think this guard would be OSHA approved. You know, you could about get your head in there. I know you can get your arm in there, but that thing looks like it's probably 24 inches, I guess. I couldn't see what kind of motor it was. They painted over the tag, but I'm going to clean it up. But I'm interested in seeing the RPMs on it. It's out of the rubber here, the mount too. So I think it got bent up a little bit there. But you know, we're going to work on that and maybe get it on a base and just see if it'll fire up and work. I don't know. That old dry wood is probably pretty dangerous, but I'd like to hear it one time. I bet it sounds like an airplane. But we'll get this tag cleaned off. You know, it's a neat piece. It's a neat piece to me anyway. It's rusty gold. But yeah, that's a new one on me, a wooden blade. But anyway, we're gonna get back to work on this battery charger radio, and I'll show you more when I get more done. Okay folks, we've got the radio wired up. We've got our gauge wired up to where you push the button and it tells us the voltage. And it's showing low over 13 volts, so this thing might be bad, but I mean, it still gives us a good idea of, you know, what our voltage is. And so that'll work out. I still got to wire the cigarette lighter up, and the reason I've done that, like I said, is for charging cell phone and stuff, and then you can run anything else you want off of it. Stereo's working good. I don't have the antenna hooked up yet because I don't have the right antenna cord yet, or wire, and then I'll get it out of a junk car. I'll go find one out back, and then it plugs into here, and then it plugs into the radio. And I can get the one out of the car I got this out of, but it's as long as can be. But one thing about it, I don't own any CDs. I had to go borrow this one from my wife, and the car that I got the stereo out of, here's the only thing I could find in it. We've got Slain, The White Man is the Devil, Volume 2. We've got Show Enough Old School Slow Jam that includes Such a Sexy Lady, Hoochie Making Love, Hole in Your Drawers, Got My Whiskey, Money is What You Want. And then we got some mixed shit and some new shit, number 1. So I decided I'd better go borrow one. So working out good, and I will get everything done. I've just got the speaker sitting there, but it's coming along. Okay folks, we're just about done with this thing. I've got to wire the switch up for the antenna up and down, do something about my speaker wires there. I just ended up putting 2 smaller speakers in it. That 6x9 was going to be a big pain, so we've just got them in it. I mean, they'll play fine. Don't have as much bass, but that's okay. Everything else seems to work out okay. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make me a drop cord, and using an old single end plug, and put it inside, and then plug this into it with the old cord coming out. I've got just an older solid cord, and that'll hide that new model cord, and I won't have to cut it because I really didn't want to cut it. And so we'll get that done. One more thing. No doubt for sure that a CD player, this particular one, this is a Sony, will play laying down like that. You know, I was worried about whether that CD would go in and work and everything be fine, and it seems to be real good, so there's no problems there. And I've been playing it a lot while I'm working on it, and the battery voltage is holding up just fine, so I think it'll do good. And I think that's about it. You know, a bunch of wiring in there, and I think don't remember how many, I think 4 or 5 wires per terminal hooked to it, you know, to get the charging, and you know, the cigarette lighter and the stereo antenna, and you know, the button for the voltmeter. And I was able to find a 4-foot antenna wire, so that shortened it up. It ain't too much of it in there. And I've got one 4-inch speaker there, and I've got one here, so this should do fine. And I know it's not neat or anything in there. I mean, it's just so compact, kind of hard to get to. And another thing too, the only thing that I fused on this, the stereo is fused. Nothing else is fused. Cigarette lighter's not, and you know, my little button for my voltmeter's not. So it should be okay. I mean, hopefully. I don't see why it wouldn't be. You know, I think the radio was really the most important thing, and I may end up putting a fuse on for the antenna before I'm done here. I've got one more inline fuse I can put in it, but we've just about got it finished up. But I'm going to get this done, and then go ahead and do a few more things to the box itself, and then next time I show you, it should be done. All right. Okay, folks, we're all finished up with this. Got the antenna hooked up and everything. I'm getting ready to close her up now, and we will, I think I'll roll it outside. The sun's pretty bright, so roll it outside and show you what I got. Okay, folks, we're finished up with this thing. I don't have any cables on it with the clamps for charging the battery. I may add some of them on later, but you can see the old cord that I put on it instead of the new one. And like I said, the only thing showing is this, and we may do something about that, make it, you know, spray some brown on it, tape it off, do something. But anyways, just something to dull it down some. And I hadn't sprayed any clear or anything on it yet, and we'll get the outside cleaned up, get some clear on it, just to preserve it anyway. But let me show you my little switch here for the antenna. Just bring it right up and take it right back down. So, not a problem. Plays good. I don't want to play anything on it because I don't know, you know, all the copyright stuff with YouTube, but you know, it's playing good now. I just don't have the volume up, and my volt gauge working good. And like I said, there's the switch I added. Cigarette lighter works good, and you know, I can roll it around, and then when I want to charge it up, just take it in and plug it in, and she's ready to go. So, all right, probably not for everybody, but you know, hope you enjoyed it. Till next time. Bye.